This is KFGO for a Cause. I'm Amy Iler with It Takes Two with Amy and JJ. Usually here from 11 to 2 weekdays, but I hang out on Sunday mornings really early in the morning at 6 a.m. with Neil Van Dam and the Van Dam Financial Group. Neil, welcome back.
Good morning.
And with us today, we have Jordan McCormick, Furniture Mission. Neil, this is one that you were excited about, too.
Well, I just saw you the other day, and as we were trying to look at it, I'm like, oh, that's one. That'd be perfect. And then we were actually just talking about someone I know was wanting to get rid of a really nice mattress that just they didn't love for themselves, and he was just saying that we're one of the only charities that accept mattresses.
Yeah, and like we talked about, that's for good reason. We turn away a lot of mattresses. We want to be really critical of mattresses, especially because we want to serve people with dignity, and sometimes mattresses can look a little worse for wear. But yeah, we're a place for that because we believe that if we can do a little bit of work and we can make an item serve a local family who has a need today, why on earth would we send it to the landfill? Why wouldn't we put it in a home that has a need for people who are on mats and floors right now?
Jordan McCormick, how did Furniture Mission start and how long has it been around?
Yeah, actually, we just turned 5.
Look at you.
Big deal.
I think you're going to kindergarten next year.
I know. We got our backpack. we got our Trapper Keepers. I think I just dated myself.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm here for it.
But they were so cool.
They were.
Pencil boxes? No way. No, we just turned 5. We got started serving people in 2020. And so really we got started with a core group of volunteers. One guy in particular, my main man, Everett. His last name is Van Engelenhoven. And so we like to say big name, bigger heart. He was volunteering with the Red Cross. And so he was dispatched to help a family recover from a fire, and they lost everything in the fire. But there is a furniture bank at Sioux Falls that he got them connected to, and he saw the impact of what it meant for them to be able to have a whole, a place of furniture and how that helped them get back on their feet. And so he came back to this community and said, hey, this is incredible. This changed everything for this family. Who's doing this in this way? And so he met with just some heavy hitters in the local nonprofit landscape just to learn, one, is somebody already doing this in this way? Because if they are, we don't want to step on their toes. I think he just wanted to be a part of it if it was already happening. And everyone said, well, nobody's really doing it this way. And then he asked the question, would this add value? And everyone said, could you start tomorrow? And so he called some friends. They all said, how hard could it be? Which is hilarious because
it's moving furniture. It can be really hard.
So not only is it moving furniture, but also just, creating an organization from nothing, not necessarily having any background in nonprofit management, in case management, in social work, and any of the things that might lend itself to this type of thing being successful. Which is actually one of the things I love the most about it is it's just people who care so hard and much, and they're here to make a difference. And honestly, they're here to take the faith that they have as individuals and they're here to put it into action. They don't want to tell anyone that they're people of faith. They want to show you, and that is what I'm here for. I absolutely love it. So 2020 found warehouse space, found a truck. Got some volunteers together, started serving families. The thing that has just been living in my head rent-free since our birthday month, because I've been looking at a lot of this. First year, we served 130 families, and we gave away just over 1,100 pieces of furniture.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was 2020. Last year, we served 874 families. We gave away over 13,000 pieces of furniture. And that 1,100 number was our monthly average.
What?
Right, just crazy pants.
I don't know what the percentage of growth is. Neil, you want to math that for us? But
I'm still trying to digest crazy pants as a word. That's new for me.
Yeah, I said that. It's Sunday, whatever
It's
day
Sunday.
it is.
It's Sunday.
Today's Sunday. No, it is astronomical, and I think that's been one of the things that's been really exciting about just Furniture
But
Mission.
how validating. It was a necessary thing.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that, we get to live in a community that has so many scrappy, small nonprofits who are here to stand in the gap. And one of the themes that comes up over and over again is that situations and specifically people don't fit into boxes. And we have to have solutions for the things that live outside of the existing processes, outside of the existing resources. And so one of the rules that we have at the warehouse is that we don't have rules, we have guidelines. And this is how we want to approach the majority of our work, because right now we have been scaling up year over year, and on average it's been about 20%. But it's just a lot. So we have to have a little structure to be able to do this in the way that we want to. We want to serve a lot of people because there's so much need. It's really humbling to be a part of the solution for that. I mean, obviously, it's the kind of thing where if I got to find a different job because the need wasn't there, I'd find a different job. Yeah. I have a warehouse full of retired seniors who would absolutely find something else to do with their time if this wasn't needed. But the fact of the matter is that it is needed, and it's needed more than we ever thought it would be.
So let's talk about each of these processes and the people involved in. I love that you described it as like there's a bunch of little scrappy nonprofits standing in the gap. Yeah. That's so beautiful, because this show, KFGO for a Cause, brought to you by Neil Van Dam. I mean, this is Neil's vision, is finding the scrappy nonprofits sitting in the gap.
That should be a new motto. No?
Yes, I love it. Jordan coined it. He gets total credit, copyright credit for it.
Mm-hmm. TM.
But let's TM. Let's talk about that process. Okay. Yeah. Someone has something to give to you. They donate it. We can get to how we do that. But let's talk about the other piece, which is the important part. How do you find the people who need the furniture that Furniture Mission has?
Yeah, absolutely. And so today we have a pathway that is all based on referrals. And so that's for a couple of reasons. One, we want to have referral partners in the community because we recognize that we are not the experts at a lot of the things that are happening. So we take pride in being a low barrier solution, meaning that we want to represent a lot of circumstances, a lot of the reasons why people might be starting over, because there are so many. We're not the experts at supporting somebody who is receiving treatment for addiction, who is transitioning from incarceration, re-entering society, somebody who is new to the community, whether domestically or internationally. Somebody who is escaping a dangerous situation coming out of an emergency shelter. Somebody who is coming off of the heels of some sort of medical intervention that nobody saw coming, and they lost everything and have to start over. Recovering from a natural disaster. All that stuff, we're not the experts at supporting it. We can find some furniture, but we recognize that we want to care for the whole person, and we do that with our partnerships. We want to make sure that by going through that pathway, they have access to other resources and other services that go beyond what we do with furniture. And in that way, again, we want to care for the whole person. So we started with 5 referral agencies in 2020. Today we have 45.
45?
Let's say it again for the kids at home. Crazy pants.
Crazy pants. 45?
Yeah. And so we've kind of even paused that whole process. Because
right. So they're not just in the Fargo-Moorhead area then? Are they outside of it?
Primarily. Fargo-Moorhead. But we do, we have a service radius of about 100 miles. And so majority of the people we serve are right here, but we do see people from Fergus Falls, from Lakes Country, from Jamestown. I had a couple of families in from Grand Forks yesterday.
Are you delivering the furniture?
So we do not deliver the furniture. That is something that we ask the families that we're here to serve or the referring agency to be a part of the solution for. But one thing that we are saying yes to kind of as a pilot is what are the circumstances where we're going to step in and actually do either a curbside delivery or be a part of that solution, because sometimes it's just necessary. Like I said, we don't have rules, we have guidelines.
Yeah.
And if we're here to serve people, sometimes we got to find a way to say yes. The last time we made an accommodation like that was for somebody who was visually impaired. They were working with somebody who was there to accommodate their apartment for some of the things that they needed, and it was a mom and her son. And while she was doing that, she realized, you don't have furniture. There's almost nothing in this place. And so she reached out to us and she said, hey, this is the circumstance. We know that you have an existing pathway to get this done. However, it's going to take us so much to actually do this. Mm-hmm. How can we work together on something else? And we said, we're in, let's do it. We only make rules to break them, really. And it's pretty fun. But that's what it takes. And so, yeah, referral, that's why that's important to us. We want to make sure people are receiving other things. And it also helps us just verify that there's a need. Mm-hmm. So that's part of the agreement with our referring agencies, They can also help with transportation, and that's how we get to meet that family. And so we get the referral, we make an appointment to come in. First thing we do is we sit down and we say, hey, we got a list of things that you were looking for. Let's just confirm that. Almost every time there are things like, oh, well, actually, I was able to get this, but I didn't realize that I needed this and this and this. And then after we go through kind of all that paperwork, we have a couple of volunteer jobs at our warehouse. And one is to directly support a family. One of the things we take a lot of pride in is that these families get to pick out the pieces that are going into their home. We don't put it into groups or pods, and actually some furniture banks do it this way, and I know why. It's because it's so much faster to be able to accommodate more people. And we want to hang on to this as long as we possibly can, because there's so much power in being able to choose, like, I want this pattern, or I want this couch, or I want, and it's
that's
just
dignity.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's about humans being treated like humans so that they can step into a new chapter that is probably terrifying and exciting and full of new challenges and like all the stuff, right? All the good human-y things. And these are the pieces that are going to be a part of that solution. It's tables to do homework at. It is couches to gather as a family. And there's a lot of power in that. And so I think that's part of it. And that's what it means to work with people, treat them with dignity to us. Pretty powerful.
You've now given us the numbers of how necessary this organization was over the last 5 years. Now, tell us if someone's listening and they have something that they want to get into your hands for Furniture Mission. Let's talk about the items that you receive and then how people can get them to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're just coming off the heels of cleanup week, right?
Was that busy for you?
Oh, it's like a really long Super Bowl every year. And it's great. But there's always a couple of lessons, and I've got to be in my role for 3 years. We're 5 years old as an organization, so I'm proud to say we know some stuff. Now we have some experience. And one of those pieces of experience tells us that sometimes the best place for some of these things is actually on the curb. We want to make the most out of all of these things. We want to try and divert useful things from the landfill, but sometimes things just aren't going to serve somebody with dignity. With that said, this was maybe the most successful year where we've received so many very usable items from people, and it was just so great to see that people seem to understand what we're after. When we talk about condition, we like to say, if it's good enough for your daughter or granddaughter's first apartment, chances are it would be good enough for us. And so we definitely saw that with the quality of the donated things that we got this year. But yeah, our schedules, our pickup schedules are pretty fuller than they've been in a long time. People are dropping stuff off all the time. And it's pretty incredible. But
can I just stop in that? So you'll come and pick it up if I have some furniture that I want to get out, but I don't know how to get it to you?
Absolutely. So we do, we've got a schedule where we've got trucks that go out in our community Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. We don't have a fee to go pick up something from you. We do absolutely solicit donations, and actually we've started a program where we work with different companies who act as our matching sponsor for the month. And so this month is Border States. And so they have a $2,000 in matching gift. And so when we go out and pick up and we say, hey, if you're willing to help us with a monetary donation to keep gas in the trucks and do all this stuff, Border States is going to match it. And people are saying yes. And it's been pretty powerful for us. But yeah, give us a call. Number is 701-729-1410. And you'll probably talk to my gal Doris, and she'll get you on the schedule. We pick up between noon and about 4:30. And so, yeah, we'll come get it from you. If you want to bring it to us, we do the majority of seeing our clients on Wednesdays, which means that we've got a warehouse full of volunteers. You can come anytime between 9 and 5 on a Wednesday. If it needs to be a different day, we typically have people on site just about all the time. And so we do ask that you call us and let us know you're coming, because sometimes I get to be the only staff person. Sometimes work takes me away from the warehouse. And if you need some help unloading, I want to make sure that somebody's there to help.
Okay, so what are those items that you're looking for? Or what are the most needed items? I'm sure everyone's giving you everything, but...
Most needed items, things that we're always willing to accept, are gently used mattresses, box springs, bed frames. We're always looking for small tables, dressers, couches. When I say small, I just means that a lot of the people that we're serving are moving into smaller spaces. Not everyone, but I would say the majority are. And so sometimes it takes a long time for us to find a home for a table that seats 12. as opposed to smaller tables.
Sure.
So like those are really meaningful to us, but we want to live in with furniture. That's really the niche we've kind of carved out for ourselves, which means end tables. We do accept lamps. We do accept.
What about patio furniture?
So patio furniture we used to accept, but we've said no because we have to be mindful of our square footage.
Yeah.
Because it's so seasonal, we usually end up with a lot of it. Nobody's thinking about patio furniture in January, right?
Yep.
And as it turns out, like this week, it could be 90, it could be 40. You never know. And so, patio furniture we say no to, unfortunately. But furniture items, we stay out of the kitchen. And so we don't do bowls, pots, pans, silverware, all that stuff. And that's because we really don't want to duplicate efforts. We feel, though, there are lots of places that do that really well. We don't need to be another one. We don't do appliances in the kitchen and outside of the kitchen, electronics, so no TVs, anything like that. So
mini fridges are out?
No mini fridges, even though a good mini fridge is a really cool thing.
Yeah.
But honestly, that's where we collaborate with our nonprofit partners.
Yeah.
It's a network. We've started a pretty meaningful collaboration with the Restore over at Habitat in Moorhead. Mona over there is doing a great job. And we had just a huge influx of specifically couches and upholstered chairs. For some reason, they were in need of those specific items. And so we went through our warehouse and we found the ones that we've had for a while and said, hey, these are in good shape and they're very usable. But for some reason, nobody's choosing them. And so would this support your mission? And so we got to send a bunch of pieces over there so that we could make room for items coming in without taking away from the people we're serving, and then support them who are also trying to support a really meaningful mission.
And I just want to name this. Like, if you feel inspired to donate, but you don't have something that's gently used, by all means, go buy some mattresses and take them over to Furniture Mission. I mean, let's just name that out loud in case someone is feeling inspired.
And I think that's something, too. We absolutely will receive new things and give them out. One of the things that we get to be a part of every single week that is so powerful is we get to, in some way, shape, or form, have a conversation that we have to convince somebody that they're worthy of receiving something as nice as what they maybe could take.
Wow.
And they say, well, this seems too nice. And we say, well, I mean, you're worth it. This can be for you if you would like it. And it's pretty powerful because oftentimes we get to work with people who are coming out of crisis situations, critical transitions, and they haven't always had the ability to know their own value. And so, like, that's a really cool conversation to be a part of. So, if you're,
I love that.
If you're called to do that, that would be great. And I think that's the reason, right? That's why we do what we do. Furniture happens to be the medium in which we work. But really all of this is so that people know that, you're loved. People believe in you. You're doing hard things, but you're capable of doing hard things. And you've got a team of people who have you in our prayers, who are ready for you to grab a hold of this next chapter and make it yours. Yeah.
How do they get in touch with you? How do they get involved with Furniture Mission?
Absolutely. So all of that information's on our website, furnituremissionrrv.org. And again, it's got that phone number on there. That's how you schedule anything. If it's something you want to take a tour of our warehouse and just see what it looks like, I love to give tours of our space because it makes it so much more real.
Where are you at?
So we are on the corner of 3rd Avenue North and 25th Street. So it took me like 3 minutes to get.
I was like, you're right here. Okay.
Yep. And so we're across from the police station and Custom Graphics. That's us. If you're interested in volunteer opportunities, we've got a couple of different jobs. We've got volunteers who help us with our furniture repairs. We have volunteers that work actively with supporting families directly, walking around, choosing pieces, asking questions, having your listening ears on. We have people who want to almost talk to nobody. They just want to move furniture. Yeah. And that's wonderful to us, too. So when we have stuff coming off the trucks, we have volunteers who are our volunteer truck drivers. And so they go around. We partner with Share House, who provide day labor for the afternoons that we go out. But our drivers are volunteers. And so we route a little pickup list and send them out in the community to go do what they're there to do.
Jordan McCormick, thanks so much for sharing the mission of Furniture Mission and for being here today. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
And thanks, Neil Van Dam.
Ow!